It's no secret that Columbus is continuing to expand and continuing to grow, and while that's great for our state, it's great for our state economy, it is a detriment to our animals. The more houses we build, the more buildings we build, the further out we keep going, the more these animals are losing their habitat.
Ohio Wildlife Center is the largest in the state of our wildlife rehabilitators. We are kind of the front line in teaching people this is when an animal needs help, this is when they don't need help.
We have a wildlife hospital that takes in, at this point this year, over 8,400 animals that are either injured, orphaned, or come into us because they're ill.
What we have often are wildlife conflicts with humans, and that includes orphaned animals mostly. That makes up about 70% of our program. That includes squirrels, rabbits, raccoons, and songbirds. And of course, our favorite, which is Virginia opossums. We took in over 1,000 this year, which is a lot, but it's North America's marsupial. We love that little kiddo. And then alongside that, we also take in injured animals. So hit by car is one of our most commons, and then followed by got by cat and got by dogs. We have different rooms for each of our species. So things like swim tanks for our waterfowl to make sure they can still swim during the day. Things like larger enclosures for larger mammals to make sure they can still move around. They can create housing and dens. And then songbirds and other small rodents, we have to make sure that they can't escape. So making sure their enclosures fit their needs as well. We also have things off-site. So things like wine coolers for our bats. The wine coolers that we currently have are ways we can hibernate our bats. Super great opportunity we do right now to make sure we don't have to feed them throughout the winter, but also make sure they can practice their natural hormones of hibernation. So they go inside a wine cooler, which is approximately 41 degrees, replicates the winter for them, and they stay there all the way until May.
We have 3 incredible women, our education team, and they are dedicated to bringing knowledge, information, and understanding to the community.
Ooh, big boy, where are you going? I get to take care of the animals that are non-releasable. So whether they have been stolen to be a pet, or whether they are too injured to release back out into the wild, or sometimes the law says that we're not allowed to release them back out. And so those animals need to be placed in some sort of education program, which can be with us or it can be in other permitted facilities. We're about to head into Torch and Rush's enclosure, and they are actually 2 different types of hawks. So we have Torch, the red-tailed hawk, who has got very stereotypical orangey red tail. And then we also have Rush, who's our red-shouldered hawk. They are our ambassador animals. So they're going to be with us for the rest of their life. Typically, birds like this can live under human care for 20, 30 years, so it's a pretty good life that they can live with us. They have really keen vision that they are going to be using mostly to find their prey. Now, that is part of the reason why our hawks are with us and that they can't be released, is because these 2 in particular have issues with their vision. So Torch, our red-tailed hawk, he got caught up in a gas flame. So lots of factories, lots of plants release certain gases and ignite those gases. And so unfortunately, he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. He had burnt off most of his feathers. We like to say that he looked like one of those rotisserie chickens that you can buy from Kroger. He had also permanently injured his eye and also broke off lots of his beak as well, which none of those are good for a hawk. And unfortunately, with all those issues, he was not going to be releasable, mostly with the eye issue. So we like to call him our hot mess. Thank you. This is Chase, and Chase is one of our turkey vultures, actually our only turkey vulture. Chase is with us because he was actually born with terrible cataracts, so he is pretty much all the way blind. He can see shadows and such, but not really get around his environment very well. We call him Tippy Tappy Toes because to get around, he likes to kind of test out where he's about to walk. Vultures are very, very smart. They are really social, so they like to live in big family groups. And unfortunately, what happened with Chase is that his family would leave him for the day. He was not really finding appropriate food. So he was picking up trash, being fed by people, some inappropriate things like Cheetos and Doritos and all of that. And so luckily someone knew that it was not a really great life for a vulture to not be able to fly and do what normal vulture things can do. And what we're doing with him right now is getting a good weight on him. He weighed 15 and 78, so about 3-ish pounds. You want to go home?
My name's Allison Sullivan. I'm our education program coordinator, so that means I get to hang out with our permanent non-releasable animal ambassadors all day long, which is great. And in this house we have our 2 coyotes that live with us full time. So Dryden is our older coyote. He's about 12, almost 13 years old now. And Casper is our younger coyote. He's actually less than a year old. So he's just a little puppy, and he definitely still has that big puppy personality. We named him Casper because they are kind of like friendly little ghosts. These guys are elusive. They do not want to be around people, but Casper is very curious and very friendly and loves to see people, so we're still working on his confidence. Dryden was taken from the wild as a pet when he was a pup. These guys are not pets, they are wild animals, but he got to be a little bit too comfortable when he was a puppy with people. Where Casper, he was actually brought to our hospital because he was found next to his mom who had been hit by a car. They were just too habituated, too comfortable with people. A lot of people think that wild animals make cool, exotic pets, but we try and encourage people to keep wildlife in the wild where they belong. These 2 would be out hunting rodents out in the wild. They're a top predator in our ecosystems, but when they cannot go back out into the wild and they are friendly like these 2, they make excellent ambassadors for their species. People who might be afraid of coyotes can come here and learn about them and see that they are not as scary, not as big as people think. We are going to move to our next enclosure, which is where a couple of our foxes live. They're all red foxes. Stevie lives on this side. Stevie's coloration you would not find out in the wild, so we do think that she was a captive bred fox. Unfortunately, fur farms are still in existence in Ohio, but she was definitely bred in captivity and has never lived out in the wild, but she was found out in the wild, wandering around, being very comfortable around people, walking right up to people, which we'd never want for any wild animal. Penelope is our other red fox who is not so red. So she's another one who we think was captive bred, and her coloration would not be found naturally out in the wild, but Mr. Popo, he is our kind of natural looking red fox. He was a kit and his den was flooded, so all of his siblings spread out. He was found by a police officer, which is why he's named Popo. Every day we try and give him something new, whether it be a cardboard box or a new smell or a new toy to play with. These animals are much smarter than people give them credit for. So these guys especially, they love tiny boxes. So whether it be a little toothpaste box or a little like Milk Duds box, we'll put their kibble or their fruit or their meat inside, and they love to carry it around. And foxes are natural diggers, so they will sometimes dig a little hole and hide their food for later and then come back to it. So they love to have fun just like we do.
My name is Delaney Galbraith. I am the pre-release facility coordinator for the Ohio Wildlife Center. We're over at the pre-release facility and we are inside of our large raptor enclosure. In here is where our large raptors, anything from a red-tailed hawk, a great horned owl, to a bald eagle or peregrine falcon, spends their time to build their endurance after they have been injured and brought into our hospital. Here they learn to fly again, they learn to maneuver, they learn to catch their wild prey, they get their brains tickled so that once they go back out they are set up for success. Over at the education facility, it's totally fine if they're habituated to people, but obviously if they are going back out to the wild, we don't want them to be habituated to people because the general public doesn't really like it if a red-tailed hawk or great horned owl comes flying up to them asking for food. We try and keep any talking to a minimum, especially with our adults. It's a lot easier to reduce any habituation, especially when it comes to raptors. When they're younger, you actually have to wear face masks and not talk at all. They will imprint very quickly, and then they like to dive bomb people once they get released. I'll get the bopper, as we call it. The bopper is a PVC pipe with a pool noodle on the end that encourages them to fly. We just come up behind them and give them the overhead view, which none of them like because they're apex predators. It doesn't actually come in contact with the animal unless if the animal chooses, which you can see sometimes the red tails decided to say, no, I do not want to fly. I would like to fight you instead, which is unfortunately rather common when they're first coming out here. They don't understand what the bopper is. They are not very confident in their flight, especially if they spend a while at the hospital trying to heal things like severe fractures. We have a red-tailed hawk here who flew through a gas flume. He has been with us for quite a few months now. He came in with completely scorched feathers, not able to fly at all. And we have been doing a process called imping.
Today we're going to be imping a red tail, so that means we're going to be taking in some damaged feathers and taking them off and putting on some healthy feathers from a donor red tail. The reason we do this is to make sure that an animal who takes a period of time to molt those feathers off will actually be able to work its muscles during the time of that molt. So we actually have a method using glue and dowel rods, and we basically insert the dowel rod into the shaft. And when we do that, we will then attach it to the other red tail to create a new feather. These feathers came from a donor. The donor red tail sadly had a non-rehabable injury, and rather than having that body go to waste, it's great to be able to use that for other resources.
Red-tailed hawks and most of our raptors actually have their own territories. So we release within a half mile of where they were found initially. We allow for that half mile because we don't want to release them on the side of 71 after they got hit by a car.
I think an important thing to note is how can we help support wildlife here in our backyards, and just making sure we're peacefully coexisting is so important. Turning on a light before you're going outside, making sure you're scaring away a prey species before your predator of a dog goes out, keeping a dog on a leash if possible, checking your yard for things like rabbit nests. And then also before cutting down a tree or doing any work, making sure there's not a wildlife animal living in there that will be orphaned or no longer worth a parrot.
Us making small efforts to do what we can to help these wild animals. So us having the consciousness, having the heart to care for these animals is really what's gonna help them survive.